In the realm of death and blood, that is, in the entity's realm, some survivors and killers are above the average. You hardly see them, but when you do, it can be either a blessing for you or a curse. These are the legends of Dead Like Daylight. Tiffany Valentine, the good gal. Tiffany Valentine is a murderous woman with a strong attraction to death. She was the girlfriend of Charles Lee Ray, the Lakeshore Strangler. When he became a killer doll, she spent the next 10 years trying to find him. On a stormy night, Tiffany bribes a cop into stealing Chucky's remains in a bag from the evidence vault. While speaking to him on the phone, she warns him not to look into the bag. However, as curiosity got the better of him, he goes to peek. When he does, she sneaks up behind him and slits his throat with a nail file. She takes the bag containing back to her trailer home, where she sews him back together using new doll parts. She then attempts to resurrect his soul with a book called Voodoo for Dummies. When it appears to not work, she angrily tosses the book away. Her moments are interrupted by an unwanted lover. During an attempt to seduce her, Tiffany finds it laughable, but sees Chucky sitting next to her. Tiffany, unwanted lover, teases Tiffany for her obsession of the doll, but she notes that the doll would make an interesting sex toy. As the lover rushes back to the bed, she cuffs his arms and legs to the bedpost. She places Chucky on his chest and begins to perform a striptease to entice Chucky. She tells her ex-lover that he can be jealous and will kill anyone who looks at her. When the ex-lover jokes about Chucky's size, the doll comes to life and smothers him with a pillow. The ex-lover shouts for Tiffany for help, but she joyfully watches him be killed. After she gets reacquainted with Chucky, she brings up the ring she found the night he was gunned down, thinking it an engagement ring. To the contrary, he reveals that he was never going to propose to her, and the ring was one he stole from someone he killed and planned to sell it. Outraged and hurt, Tiffany confines Chucky to a playpen. Later the next day, she taunts him by throwing him a wedding bell doll with a ring on a necklace. She then leaves to have a bath and watch TV. Unbeknownst to her, Chucky escaped and knocks the TV into her tub, electrocuting her. He proceeds to transfer her soul into the bridal doll, to make her understand what it's like to be trapped in a doll's body. For the both of them to be human again, Chucky explains to her a plan to use his old voodoo amulet to transfer their souls into new bodies. Chucky's old body has the amulet, and he is buried in the cemetery in Hackensack, New Jersey. Tiffany calls her neighbor, offering to pay him to take 2 dolls to Hackensack by the next day, planning to take their bodies later. As they went on this overall road trip, things got off track, but at the same time, Chucky and Tiffany both got married. As they made their way to New Jersey, their victim had a plan to make the newlywed fight. One of the victims takes this opportunity and kicks Tiffany into the oven, and the other throws Chucky out of the window. However, Chucky shoots at their RV, causing it to crash into a ditch. The victims made their way as they are attacked by a burnt Tiffany, but they are able to escape before the RV explodes. As the RV exploded, Tiffany thought that she would be in the grim embrace of death, but then she opens her eyes to be somewhere else entirely. While Tiffany didn't know what was going on exactly, she had a new buffet of victims at her disposal, and with the help of her man, these survivors won't survive very long. If Tiffany arrived at the realm instead of Chucky, this would be her perks. Perk 1, Remember Me. Whenever the obsession loses a health state, Remember Me gains 1 token. Increase the gate opening time by 6 seconds per accumulated token, up to maximum of 24 additional seconds, affecting both exit gates. The obsession does not suffer from this penalty. You can only be obsessed with 1 survivor at a time. Perk 2, Deathbound. Those whose lives are intertwined in darkness are destined to suffer together. Whenever a survivor heals another survivor for the equivalent of 1 health state, at least 32 meters away from you, Deathbound activates, causes the survivor to scream and trigger a loud noise notification for the next 60 seconds. The survivors suffer from the Oblivious status effect whenever they are farther than 8 meters from the healed survivor. Hex too can play. And Hex that teaches those who mess with you a lesson. Anytime you are stunned or blinded by any survivor a total of 2 times and it is not a totem in play, Hex 2 can play activates on a random totem, blinds all survivors who stun or blind you for 1.5 seconds. This does not affect carry survivors. All effects of Hex perks persist until its Hex totem is cleansed or blessed. Tiffany, the bride of Chucky, has found herself in this realm full of victims, something that she can get used to. Because, like Chucky says, you can't keep a good guy, or in this case, a good gal down.